When I bought the M2 MacBook Pro earlier this year, I never dreamed I'd replace it so quickly. But as the center of my art and business, I consider it a worthy investment, especially considering resale value of the old machine and net tax implications. Very few people should upgrade from the M2 or even M1 to this new laptop, but I think it's a very notable launch for a few reasons. It pushes the bounds for extreme users and will ensure more people can afford the excellent M1 or M2 machines with inventory close out and more options on the used market. The M3 versions of the MacBook Pro push performance in several ways. More CPU and GPU cores, helpful for faster Lightroom import-export or video work. Maximum memory is now up to 128 GB. Few photographers will benefit from this. AV1 video hardware decoding for improved quality efficiency in streaming media. Increased battery life, about an hour in most scenarios. The SDR brightness limit has been raised from 500 to 600 nits. This makes it slightly easier to do general computing in bright ambient light. HDR remains unchanged, outstanding, and allows you to match full brightness with an Apple Studio display. The gains here are modest over the M2, but help to solidify the MacBook Pro's position as what I consider to already be the best laptop for photographers. I'm historically pretty agnostic on the Apple versus PC debate, but after trying a wide range of computers over the past year, I believe Apple has a notable edge in laptops for photography use. They feature a best-in-class HDR display, optimal performance, battery life, and excellent overall quality. I upgraded from the M2 Max I bought earlier this year. If I thought there'd be an upgrade so quickly, I would have skipped the M2. But it has served me well, and I expect this pulled the M3 forward and might mean I'll be keeping it longer, especially if I end up skipping the M4. So I decided to order the fully loaded 14-inch M3 Max. "128 GB of RAM is definitely overkill for current my needs, but there's no 96 GB equivalent for this configuration, and I pushed my computer pretty hard. I picked up the new Space Black and it looks great. Like a dark charcoal color, and fingerprints are not an issue. Conclusions. These improvements here are very modest relative to the M2, but serve to make the best laptop for photography even better. I don't say that lightly. I try to remain technology agnostic, but I believe the advantages of Apple Silicon and the XDR display offer clear and objective benefits for those focused primarily on photography. Any of the 14 or 16-inch Apple Silicon MacBook Pros, M1, M2, M3, with 16 plus GB of RAM is an outstanding laptop for photographers. The HDR display alone puts these into a class of their own. On top of that, you get a very high-quality machine with an excellent combination of performance and battery life. I highly recommend any of the M1, M3 14-16-inch MacBook Pros for anyone using an Intel Mac laptop, PC laptop users interested in HDR, or anyone making the switch from desktop to laptop. Getting a used refurb or close-out stock of the M2 are all very attractive ways to get the best possible value. The M3 Max raises the bar for this outstanding product, but most M1 or M2 users should not upgrade to M3. I consider modest gains worthwhile for my business needs, but this won't apply to most people. Apple knows this and has focused their M3 marketing on comparing to their older Intel machines. If you have a lower spec version of the M1 or M2, example, limited RAM, hard drive, or CPU, then getting an M3 with upgraded options might make sense for you. The M3 Max shines most over the comparable M2 for tasks which import-export significant amounts of data or use significant CPU resources, even more so if using the 14-inch with high-performance mode for long tasks where thermal throttling is a factor. I've seen little benefit for GPU-intensive tasks, but that may change with further software optimization and does not reflect new ray tracing capabilities I do not use. High performance, found under macOS settings battery mode, is worth enabling if you don't mind some additional fan noise occasionally under heavy load. These heavy tasks already kill a battery pretty quickly, so I just enable it for on-power adapter. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe.